Before I begin, does anyone here work in the judicial system? Okay, cool. All right. That's good. I am currently on jury duty. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but that's all we're gonna talk about, okay? Been dying to get this off my chest, okay? I was so honest with the judge, too. I told him, I was like, yo, listen, I'm a stand-up comic. My whole job is to go out at night and talk about my day. But they're so hard up for jurors that he was like, oh, so you free from 9 to 5, you know? And now I'm on a jury, you know? And they ask you questions to try to like filter you out. So they were like, hey, listen, this is a murder case, you know, it's a felony. Are you okay listening to details about a murder for 2 weeks? And I was like, listen, I'm from New York. I wanted to kill people every day, okay? You know, by the same token, 30 some odd years, I haven't done it yet. So I get the other side, you know? Perspective. And then he was like, okay, so we meet Monday through Friday. Are you free to do that? And I was like, actually, I got a show on Friday in Rhode Island. And I thought that was gonna knock me out the running. But he just took a note. He sent me out the room. And then when they brought us all in, he was like, ladies and gentlemen, you are officially members of the jury. We'll be meeting Monday through Thursday because some of you have other obligations. This dude is on trial for murder and it got delayed a week so I can entertain 70 people in Providence? That's too much power, you know? I started listening to the case. He's wild guilty, by the way. Wild guilty. We never seen this guy again. He is so gone. Forever. I'm listening to the case and like, the more I hear, the more I realize I gave this dude a free weekend, you know? This could have been wrapped up on Friday. I gave him more time to get his affairs in order, you know? It was so bad that like, the jury couldn't like hide how they felt about it, you know? Like, he brought out a character witness, and every time she spoke, she was lying so much that the juror next to me would just be like, You know? It's not a good sign for you when, like, the jury is just tapping each other during your trial. Like, yo, you hearing that shit? I turned 40 recently. You don't feel that way. That's not honest. You know? After 40, birthdays are no longer a celebration. They're more like general wellness checks. You know? It's just an excuse for your friends to get together and be like, yo, what's that on your skin? That looks contagious. You seen somebody? I know a guy. It's the first time I'm noticing the passage of time. Like, I have 2 teenage kids, and they don't need me. Like, that's the end of that sentence, actually. They don't need me. Like, my niece, she's 4 years old. She slept over recently, and at the end of the night, I watched my wife get her ready to take her shower, and I realized that I haven't had to help my kids take a shower in over a decade. Like, I miss that time to connect with them, to bond with them, you know, one-on-one with them, answer all their questions. It was beautiful. I started to cry. And when my wife came out, I wasn't emotionally ready to explain myself. So she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't see my kids naked no more. We gotta do something about this. She was like, never say that out loud again. My son overheard the convo, and he was like, Dad, I don't remember you helping me take showers. And I was like, that's because I stopped at the appropriate time, son. If you had memories of me helping you in the shower, this conversation takes place in a different room, you know? Like, there'd still be other people there, it's just you would call them witnesses, you know? For your protection. I found out I was diabetic. Most people find out by taking a test. I was a little more adventurous, you know? I drank 3 half gallons of Tropicana orange juice. I started hallucinating, I passed out. Incredible night, yo. You should have been there, it was a party. My wife told me the last coherent statement I made was, Shorty, I'm sorry I had a rough game on Sunday, but me and the rest of the O-line, we're gonna come through for Daniel Jones next week. I promise you, you know? If anyone confused, I don't play for the New York Giants, okay? What bothered me, even in my diabetic dreams, I could have played for anybody. Why play for a 6-10 team, you know? I had all the options, history at my disposal, you know? I got to the hospital, they checked my glucose levels. For a healthy male, it's between 75 and 100. When you eat, it can spike to like 140. When I got there, my blood sugar was at 660. Every day for a week, this young doctor came in the room and yelled at me. He was like, yo, your blood sugar was 660, you should have died. Like, he was gonna shock me into dropping donuts, you know? I found out on the last day, he wasn't a full doctor yet. He was a medical student, you know? So he wasn't trying to treat me, he was just impressed with my work, you know? He's like, yo, I read all the books, nobody's gotten to 660 before. Show your progress, you know? I say that to say that I eat oatmeal now. Nobody eats oatmeal by choice, okay? Eating oatmeal happens to you. It's led to my most controversial opinion as a stand-up comedian, okay? Nobody loves oatmeal, and anyone who says they love oatmeal is lying to you. Don't trust them as people, okay? We'll get to you. Oatmeal is a means to an end. It's a last resort. Oatmeal is proof that there's a difference between food and sustenance. Oatmeal is made for two people in this world. One, people who can't chew, you know, so like elderly, you know, you lost a teeth, babies, I get it. You have a need, you know. Two, it's made for sociopaths on a budget, you know. People that want a six-pack, you can't afford a gym membership, oatmeal is for you. What I'm saying is I'm not a fan of oatmeal. I don't know if that's coming across. You know? And this is the point in my spiel where the oatmeal eaters in the room, and I know you here, I can feel you, okay? You could always tell who they are. They sit a little too straight, their posture's weird, it's the fiber, okay? You gotta excuse them, you know, they can't sit any other way. All the oatmeal eaters want to tell me the same thing. They're like, Gastor, it's not that you don't like oatmeal, it's that you don't know how to make oatmeal. Then they proceed to share the shittiest recipes in the world. Have you tried almond milk? Cinnamon? Granola crumbs? Strawberry slices? Coconut flakes? They don't realize they're proving my point. You don't like oatmeal, you like those things. You know what's better than oatmeal with peanut butter? Peanut butter. It's fantastic. Why are we ruining all of these great foods? But all the oatmeal eaters, they're cocky people. They still think they right. Every oatmeal eater in here still thinks it's a good idea to eat oatmeal. But I will prove to you that eating oatmeal is trash. Who here eats oatmeal? Raise your hands. Okay. Who else? We got a lot of bad decision makers here tonight. Okay. All right, it's the end of my set, so do me a favor. If you eat oatmeal, I want you to do something for me. And everyone else, you saw who raised their hands. Hold them accountable, okay? If you eat oatmeal, I want you to close your eyes right now, okay? And picture yourself eating oatmeal. I want you to put yourself in the room that you most often do it in, the time of day. Really be in that moment, really be in that environment. Go there, picture it, be there. Wherever you are right now, I promise you, you're by yourself. You eat that shit in shame like it's a secret. The lights are off, right? You want nobody to know. When your friends come over, do you offer them oatmeal? No. Because you want them to come back, right? Every major breakfast food is pivoted to brunch, but one, oatmeal. Because there's no amount of endless mimosas to justify $20 for that shit. It's trash. You know what I've never heard in my life? I just got promoted. After work, oatmeal on me. It's ludicrous. You'd have no friends. Make better decisions, people. Thank you so much. Hope you guys had a good time.
Fun fact about me, for 2 years, I did comedy at Rikers Island. Y'all know Rikers Island? Yes. Not as an inmate. Let me start over. I'm sorry. Let me start over. So I was a part of this art therapy program at Rikers Island, which is the infamous prison in the Bronx. I was the only female comedian that went up there and told the jokes to the audience. I was there twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday. And every Tuesday and Thursday, I would look in the audience, and I would see at least 5 niggas I used to fuck with. And that's when I realized I was the problem, bitch. I'm the problem. I'm like, oh, this is why you ain't call me back. Okay. So I went and got therapy, y'all. That shit is expensive. My first therapist I found on Groupon. Word. I'm telling him my life story. He's like, Eva, go home and take a nap. Drink some ginger ale. I'm like, word? Schweppes helps with anxiety? What? I didn't know that. Then I finally met a good therapist. She was good. And then she quit. I was with her for 3 years and she quit last February. I'm like, why you quitting? You're such a good therapist. She was like, Eva, I just gotta find myself. I gotta figure out who I am. I'm like, okay, bitch, I wish I knew it was the blind leading the blind in this motherfucker. Word. I was using you as my GPS, bitch. I didn't know you was lost too. That's crazy. That's wild. When she left, she was like, you should get a support animal, an emotional support animal. I think that will help you. I'm like, bitch, ain't you supposed to refer me to one of your colleagues? Not send me to the pound? I'm not. Right. So I got a Yorkie. Cutest little thing in the world. She's mad cute. So when I was shopping around for an emotional support animal, someone tried to sell me a Chihuahua. Right, could you imagine a Chihuahua helping with your life problems? There's gotta be like a 90% chance of suicide with that. Real shit. Real shit. I swear to God, Chihuahuas are the only Mexicans I don't fuck with, bitch. That's where I draw the line. But I'm from Jamaica originally, and my mother, you know, she's from Kingston, Jamaica. She don't know nothing about no therapy. My mom was like, just talk to Jesus. Jesus will help you. I'm like, Ma, I need some hands-on help with the shit I'm doing. You feel me? I need a doctor in this motherfucker. I don't know if the main character from your favorite book will be much help. I don't know. I need a doctor. Should I go to Harry Potter for my pap smears, bitch? And it's so crazy, because when I do that bit in the South, they get tight, they get mad. This one lady came to me after the show, she was like, you don't like God? I said, bitch, what show was you at? I ain't say that. This is my thing. I don't fuck with religion, because religion is just, there's too many motherfucking rules. You know what I'm saying? It's just too many rules, man-made rules. None of that shit ain't got nothing to do with God. And let me tell you why. Because people pick and choose what part of religion they want to fuck with. One of my homegirls is a devout Christian and a proud lesbian, married to a beautiful woman. They have a beautiful marriage. Me and my homegirl, right, we all having lunch with her wife. We had a Jamaican restaurant. She's like, Eva, what should I get? I said, get the jerk pork. That shit is good. She's like, Eva, I can't eat pork. The Bible clearly says not to eat pork. I'm like, bitch, did you not flip the page? Right, that's why you stop reading, right there, at pork. Okay. Right, because there's some more shit you shouldn't be eating, you feel me? Yeah. Pussy's top 5. Pussy's top 5. For sure. My sister, she married a Muslim man, converted to Islam, and she was telling me, she's like, you know, you're so beautiful and single, you should come down to the mosque and meet a nice young man. I'm like, girl, what about this is giving mosque, okay? You're like, the fuck is you trying to get me jumped, bitch? What you trying to do? I to explain to my sister that you gotta understand, you and I live two completely different lives. I said, you read the Quran, I fuck niggas named Quran. Okay? Very, very different lives, shorty. Let's get that straight. I be turning down religious gigs too. I turn that shit down. It'd be good money, but I'm good. Because first you gotta do clean comedy. I'm like, I'm not doing no clean comedy. I turned down a bat mitzvah the other day. And not because no anti-Semitic shit. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like Jewish people would be like a tough crowd. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, because these are the same niggas that saw Jesus turn water into wine and was unimpressed. Now, I'm a funny bitch, but I don't have no joke that can top that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go in there and bomb. You want me to bomb and this nigga? That sound like a hate crime, nigga. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Not at all. You know what's so crazy? I've been single for a while, y'all. Maybe I should turn to God. I don't know. Maybe he has an answer. You know what it is? I feel like my husband is in the South. I've been looking in the wrong place. He's not in New York City. I checked twice, bitch. He not here. He not here. He not here. He in the South waiting for me to figure shit out. Southern men, they just approach women very differently. You know what I'm saying? I was in Houston, and this guy tried to talk to me. He's like, excuse me, miss, can I have a moment of your time? I was like, nah, I'm good. He was like, well, you have a blessed evening. Right. I was like, oh, what a gentleman, this one. Maybe I should give him some pussy. He's so nice. Same scenario, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, where I live at. Yo, Ma, let me talk to you. Nah, I'm good. I didn't fuck you then, bitch. Stupid ass hoe, broke ass thought. The more he kept going, the more accurate it got. I'm looking around like, who told this nigga my business? This nigga described me to the T, bitch. So I ended up fucking him since he knew me so well. My mother be trying to give me dating advice all the time. She's like, oh, you know what you should do? I'm like, Ma, please, okay? First of all, you used to fuck with my father, okay? Okay, I'm not taking any advice you have. And you kept his baby, so clearly you made poor decisions, shorty. My gay cousin, Andrew, who's like my best friend, he always has advice for me. He's like, Eva, the problem with you is you are closed-minded. You need to open up your heart, open up your mind. You need to try to date a bisexual man. I said, no, I'd rather die alone. And let me tell you why. Ain't nothing to do with homophobia. No. I just don't take constructive criticism well. You know what I'm saying? I just imagine, you know, me and my bisexual boyfriend, we intimate. I'm giving him head, and he tapped me on the shoulder, like, you know what, baby, let me show you what I usually do. Step aside, let me show you my go-to move. Oh, fuck out of here. I ain't that progressive. Fuck out of here. I will say this, though. I miss my sugar daddy. May he rest in peace. I ain't kill him. Hey, the thing with having a sugar daddy, when we used to go out, we get mixed reactions. Men used to always give him the thumbs up, the fucking salute, head nod, all type of shit. All type of props. Women are the biggest haters on planet Earth. They would see me and just give me the look of disgust. Kind of how she's looking at me now. And I think it was because they assumed I was fucking this old guy. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't understand is when you're fucking an older guy, and I'm talking about older, they come with memory problems. You know what I'm saying? I use that to my advantage. Every time my sugar daddy asked me for pussy, I used to be like, no, remember we fucked twice today, remember? Back shots and everything, it was good, remember? And the thing with men, they don't ever like to admit that they don't remember shit. They will play the fuck along, bitch. So he used to be like, oh yeah, I remember, I tore that ass up. Oh yeah. I remember. I'm like, yes, you did. I'm so proud of you, baby. I'm proud of you. This one lady stopped me. She's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. That is somebody's grandfather. I'm like, first of all, bitch, mind your business, okay? Because he prefers to go by Pop. Thank you. Thank you. Respect his pronouns. Thank you. But don't get me wrong, though. I don't discriminate. I take money from young men, too. Oh, yeah. About like 3 years ago, I was fucking with an NFL player. That was, yeah, it was lit. I'm not gonna hold you. He was doing everything that you would expect. You know what I'm saying? He was flying me out, paying bills, cheating, regular shit. regular shit. The one day he calls me, he's like, Eva, I can't keep sending you money. I'm like, wrong number. No, I was like, he was like, Eva, you gotta understand, I'm the first in my family to make it out the hood. I'm the first in my family to make it to the league, and they all dependent on me. And I was like, okay, I hear you. But I told him, I said, baby, you gotta understand something about me. I'm the first in my family to fuck an NFL player. And they depended on me too. So, we both out here making Black history, baby.
I am dating a fella. He is 9 years younger than me. Thank you. It's a little fucked up because I'm 20, but some of you not laughing. Thank you. Think I'm a pedophile. That's fine. He likes dating older women, but I'm the oldest one he's ever dated, so I am a little afraid he'll leave me for an even older woman. Right? He helped an elderly woman cross the street. I was like, okay, who's this slut, huh? Who's this hussy? No. I get jealous. I have toxic jealousy issues. Does anyone have those? Okay, a few of you. No, okay, thank you. Good, dude. Okay, I was reading about how they used to throw hot young virgins in volcanoes. Do you guys remember that? Were you guys around for that? And I want to blame men for that, but as a jealous woman, that was for sure one of us, right? Can absolutely picture myself 3,000 years ago being like, the crops are failing? We should kill Rachel. Bye, Rachel. I get jealous of Instagram. He can see all these hot ladies on Instagram, right? All his friends in bikinis, side boob, under boob, and people are like, Carmen, just work on your self-esteem. No. I'm not doing that. I want reciprocity. I want more dudes posting on the gram from here to here, okay? In thin gray sweatpant material. I know you know what I'm talking about. I want to be able to look at it and be like, oh my God, he's uncircumcised. Wow, okay. I want side ball. I want underball. Okay, get fun, get creative with it. I want to be scrolling through that on the internet, and my boyfriend looks over my shoulder and goes, what the hell are you doing? As I heart one of them, I'm like, oh my God, babe, work on yourself. Would be impossible to cheat on me, though. I have long hair. Anyone else have these? Find them coiled around their genitals? Right? I feel like any side chick trying would be like, who the hell is she? She needs to get this cut. Those are split ends, you know? My boyfriend took me to an EDM concert recently. He's white. It's electronic dance music. It goes like beep, 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 beep. Sounds like a dial-up modem. He doesn't know what that is. Tis not good music, right? It's beeps and tones, and then one lyric that sounds like an intrusive thought. Do you think you're better off alone? Side note, unintrusive thoughts. Sounds like you guys get them. The thoughts, ideas, images that pop into your head, they're usually very disturbing. You don't want them there. I was reading that. I was like, are people having other thoughts? Woo! Every day I'm like, do not let that cop get too close to me. Today's the day we steal the gun. And pow, 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 you know? Mm-hmm. Every toddler, I'm like, my God, it'd be so easy to just pop. They're so top heavy, you know? Says EDM concert sucked, so my boyfriend goes, I'll make it better. Why don't you have some Molly, some ecstasy? And I'm more of a sleepy time tea kind of a gal. I once cut a melatonin in half. Also, the DARE program worked wonders on me. Like, you cannot peer pressure me. To be fair, they didn't warn me in that class, like when I was a kid, that there was going to be some younger kid offering me drugs this far into the future, right? When I was 12, they weren't like, oh, guess what, buddy? There's a toddler out there somewhere, and he's going to offer you drugs in about 30 years. Stay ready. I was not. I took the Molly, and I had a very intense trip to the medical tent. Have we been? Has anyone been to the tent? No one's been to the... You guys got to go to the tent, dude. The tent rips, okay? Here's why. They give you free water. Water is $200 at music festivals. They also don't tell the cops. And they give you free health care. Oops, it's Canada in there. Yeah, the dream of American healthcare for all. It exists. It's just in the tent, you guys. I don't know what premium you're paying for your insurance. Stop that. Just get a ticket to see Skrillex. And then just bust through the flaps. Be like, hi, yeah, I have a mole that's looking very suspicious. I'd like a Diet Coke with 3 limes, please. Right? Medical care in this country is terrible. I just Google all my problems. I'll be like, can a headache kill you? And the internet's like, tonight, probably. I had to Google this. I'm not trying to be crass, but I wasn't about to go to urgent care to be like, what happens when you get cum in your eye? It congeals. It is what it does. It was the same day that Trump got shot in the ear. And I was like, look at us, both getting shot in the face, huh? And my shooter didn't miss, but... Yeah, medical care is terrible. I know it's terrible. We don't know anything about women's bodies in particular, and I know that because every show I like to announce, hey, women don't pee out of their vaginas. And then I can just feel someone learn something. Some of you are not laughing, but you are learning. It's important to me. There's a lot of holes down there, okay? 7, 8, no one knows for sure. Riddled with holes. I don't know anything about my own body either, you know? I Googled, I was like, what does a healthy vulva look like? And the internet was like, we have penises. Did you want to look at those? A vulva? Okay, well, we have half a papaya. We have a zipper that's undone in the middle. Is that what you have down there? So I just compare and contrast. I look with a mirror. But one time I took a picture with flash, and I would not recommend that. It's a lot of extra topography. Not a cartographer, but I was like, what's going on down here? Okay, I close up, zoomed on it, and sent it to 5 of my closest girlfriends. I was like, what do we think's going on here? They were like, yeah, what is going on here? What is this? I was like, it's Iraq from space, actually. So, does Iraq look healthy? Does Iraq look STD free? So, but it's a good life. Yeah, terrible medical stuff. I think I have ADHD. Can we prove that right now? Jesus Christ. Even when I'm having sex, like I'll be focused, like my fantasies, and then like my brain's like, da, 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 da. What makes wild rice wild? Some rice just taken off its shell. I don't know. I can't focus. I'm afraid I'll get dementia for sure, right? My grandmother got it. She forgot who everyone was, but she didn't forget music. That part of your brain never forgets, which is insane, right? Look your daughter in the face, be like, I don't know. A milli. Forever, right? Husband, wife, gone, wet ass pussy, locked in there for all time. But I do see a therapist. She's awesome. I love her so much. I'm on Zoloft. Oh my gosh, it's great. They did prove that antidepressants and just dancing, just as effective. That sucks, right? I don't want my therapist to sit me down and be like, oh, are you sad? Have you tried the stanky leg? I just prescribed you 2 whips and 4 nays. I'd be like, give me the pills, right? I love Zoloft. It has little warnings on the side of the bottle, and one of them is, use care if you're going to operate a vessel, such as a boat. Yeah, I wouldn't be on antidepressants if I had a boat. I'd be in my boat, dude. Doing boat shit. I was depressed for a long time. I couldn't get out of bed. Here's the thing, though. It's bed, right? Bed rips. Bed's amazing. It's not like I was struggling to get out of oven. All the signs of depression are amazing. I'll be in like a bathrobe, pajamas, eating ice cream in the dark. Okay. Thriving, right? If I'm in a business suit eating a plain kale salad, call the suicide hotline. Going to work is a cry for help, you know? therapist is great. She is a black woman. I don't think I should be allowed to have her as this, you know. I feel like everything that comes out of my face just sounds like, and then they were out of oatmeal. But it is hard to come on Zoloft. Here's what I've been doing. Every time I get 25 more milligrams of Zoloft, I just up my vibrator speed by 1 setting. Yeah, so I've gone from like to I'm at that one. The next one in the cycle is that one that's like And I'm like, who the fuck is that for? Right? What sociopath among us is using that one? Is any anarchist in here like, yeah, I'm gonna come to the Morse code? All right, my name is Carmen Lagala. You guys have been so fun. Thank you so much.
Boy, I did jury duty. I had to do that. I learned they get mad if you don't show up. I didn't know that. I thought jury duty, I always took it as like a suggestion. You know, like, yo, you free Tuesday? Pull up, son. Come judge something real quick. I thought it was like that, so I just kept ignoring it. And then one day I checked my mailbox and they sent me a highlighted letter. The whole letter, envelope, everything, bright yellow. I'm like, yeah, using new ink. I'm in trouble. This different. The rest of the letters was white. So I checked the letter, everything, the first couple sheets normal. The last page, it had in bold font with an asterisk, said, if you fail to report to this court hearing, you could face 3 to 7 years in the federal, and I just stopped reading. I'm like, I know that's jail. I'm facing hard time. 2 letters ago, y'all was asking for my help. Y'all was just asking me to come down there, and now I'm the problem? I got dressed like it was my court date. I was in there sharp, son. I had the hard bottom shoes, the one you could hear coming down the hole. No air bubble today. This is responsibility boots. I'm not messing this up. That's a wild thing to send to somebody's house. That's a threat. Just to be like, yo, we already built the jail. Somebody gotta go. It could be you or the dude we got, but somebody is going today. I went to the thing. It was suspicious because they had us in a basement, but it was like 60 plus people in one room, crammed in together, sitting shoulder to shoulder. And the thing that was weird, it was too diverse, bro. It didn't make sense. Cause they got one of each. Whatever you could be down here, everybody had to show up, that's wrong. Based on what the law says, you get judged on a jury of your peers. I was looking around, I'm like, I wouldn't hang out with like 60% of this room. This is nobody's peers. You don't know all of these people. There's not a chance. I saw a lady with the double walker, the 2-handed one. It's not my peer group, bro. Like, I play basketball. I'll cross her up. She can't guard me, son. I'm not taking it easy on you, Ruth. Guard up, bitch. Let's do this. Bop you out that walker. I don't know. I've been doing Zoom therapy. That's stupid. It's not that mental health dumb. It's just the way they don't fully tell you the truth about therapy in your bedroom on a computer. Majority of your mental health is riding on the strength of your internet connection. If anybody start buffering, you're about to cry a lot more now. The lady they set me up with was in Denver. Every week, she got slow internet. Always when the story heavy, too. I'm there crying. I'm like, nah, cuz, see, my dad, and she's frozen. I'm like, this bitch, bro. I'll finish the story next week. I'm not doing this. It's not making sense. My nephew, he got bullied. Somebody on, but hear me out. I don't count it. My sister called me up saying he getting called names on Xbox. I'm like, that come with the system. That's how you know you online for real. If you sign in, go live, and nobody called you bitch, you gotta check your router. That's you got call Spectrum if ain't nobody said nothing slurs yet. You need a slur. That's how you know you on the internet. He getting called names playing Xbox. I'm like, nobody hit him. That, like, bullying got it in person. Like, I need to not like you here. I'm in New Mexico talking shit. Unplug your computer. Why am I bothering you? Even if he did get punched, but it was only one punch, I still don't care. Yeah. A cluster of punches is too much. One punch is a character builder. Makes you a better person. You ever met a grown man who's never been hit? Not fun. He talk out of turn, he say weird stuff. Nobody ever fucking socked him one time. Too many punches is abuse. One punch is like a human hard reset button. You're like... Y'all remember back in the days when you had them big remotes and the remote don't work? You do this. The remote be like, oh shit, my fault. Whoa, my bad. What you want to watch? Shit, nah, check my battery. I'm bugging. Wow. Everything no better after a little bit of contact. It helps, you know? Somebody hit my human reset button before. I think it saved my life. You ever catch yourself acting out of character? 9th grade, I'm cutting school. My mom ain't raised me like this. I'm cutting school, take my 9th grade girlfriend to go get Taco Bell. Come on, Taco Bell way more important than algebra, let's go. So I cut in class to go get Taco Bell with her. We in Queens, right? And this part of Queens, there's no yellow cab service. The cab service is just a miscellaneous van. And if enough people get in your van, you a cab now. That's how the cab service work. So one of these unmarked cars is speeding down the boulevard, and we crossing the street at the same time, and to order not to kill us, he like almost, we was about to be done. She screams, crying. I scream, but I caught a moment where I could like play tough in front of my high school girlfriend. She's scared, so I'm gonna cuss the cab driver dude out. I start wilding. Bitch, motherfucker, watch where the fuck you going. I kick the fender. Yeah, motherfucker, watch what you doing. Grab her hand. Yeah, girl, you know I don't play by Taco Bell. I don't play. And then out of nowhere, boom, crack me. He was not there. And then he was there. I was talking shit, while, like having a good day. And like Black Naruto, he disappeared and came back and cracked me. Instantly, all my shit was like, no, we wrong. I'm supposed to be in class, actually. Like, my whole program changed. He hit that human reset button, back to factory settings. You are right, my mama raised me better than this, sir. I am so sorry that I almost made you hit me. I am sorry that I put my body in the street. It's helpful. I'm thinking, at this point, everybody keep talking about aliens, because, like, I remember the government done gave up. I remember when the government was like, fuck it, tell them. Tell them what they gonna do, fuck it. So now all this alien information out. But here's the problem I got with aliens. They showed the visits, or the sightings, better yet. They showed where the alien sightings are. A lot of them happened. You've seen sightings in Montana, Wyoming, both Dakotas. Not one in Atlanta. They never breezed by Brooklyn or nothing. They don't go by Compton. Nowhere where a lot of this face is, no alien sightings, bro. And that's like, come on. Y'all too? Deadass? Like, I could deal with Earth racism, but space racism? Because all I'm thinking is, who the fuck told y'all up there? Who told you on Nebulon to not go to Brooklyn? How the fuck did that... It just don't add up that everybody that sees an alien also drive a pickup truck. Not one Honda Civic is ever gonna see an alien. It's not happening. Take you and your stupid Nissan out of here. I don't know. Ain't it kind of funny that America was so racist that they made reading illegal for black people? Reading is already not the most fun thing. And they still was like, not you! Everybody else could be bored with books, but not you. And now, due to that fact, as a modern black man, I gotta read out of spite. I come home from a long day of fucking around. I want to play PlayStation, but nah, I can feel my ancestors being like, so you really not gonna pick up that book? Yo, this was fun. Andre D. Thompson, have a good night later.
Happy to be here with you guys, man. New York City, the greatest city in the world. I was outside earlier and a man asked me for a lighter. You know, I gave it to him. Then he pulled out a crack pipe. Only in New York. It's not a good slogan to have when that happens, you know. I was kind of blown away that he would like smoke crack, you know, in front of a Whole Foods. It's a weird place. I got upset. I was like, what are you doing? He was like, what do you mean, what am I doing? He got indignant about it. I'm like, you're the asshole here. You know what I mean? I was like, I thought you were gonna smoke, you know, marijuana or tobacco. I didn't know you were gonna smoke crack, my boy, you know? He was like, man, I ain't got no shoes on. I was like, touche, that's a good point. I didn't read the room, you know what I mean? He clearly had a crack fit on, and I was like, go ahead, party, man. It's your time, you know, do whatever you want to do. You know? Also, who am I to stop him from a good time, you know? It's his life, do whatever you want to do, you know? I'm not a hater. He was also a real nice dude. He was like, thank you, brother. You want some? I was like, nah, I got shoes on. I can't. I'm not dressed appropriately, you know, for crack activities, but thank you for offering, you know? It was so sweet of him, you know? He doesn't even know me. He just offered me, you know, crack. It's nice. I'm happy to be here with you guys, man. I love living in New York. It's the best part about living here is every time you look outside, you get to see fights. You know? I saw a fight on an airplane the other day. Has anybody here ever seen a fight in the sky? See, that's why I fly Spirit. Y'all missing out, man. Spirit Airlines is the shit, bro. You guys are on Delta talking shit, you know? Like, oh, they don't even have TVs. We don't need TVs. We got alcohol and poor people. What more? Are you not entertained? It's like Jerry Springer with wings. It's the best way to fly, you know? I have some good news. I'm a new dad, which is exciting. Yeah. I left it in. Yeah, now I got duties. I left it in as a crazy thing to say. You're right, you know. I let it marinate, you know. But it's wild because I used to be outside. I was a wild boy, you know. You remember me, you know. Now I'm inside. I'm indoors. I spent my entire day today watching the movie Frozen, you know, and eating fruit snacks. I'm a changed man, you know. Then I had to go pick up my kids, you know, and it's it's an adjustment, you know. They come home talking shit like, where are my fruit snacks, Dad? I'm like, I had a long day, all right, relax. I saw somebody smoke crack today. It's a wild day, you know. My wife, when she told me she was pregnant, you know, I was a bit taken aback, you know. I was like, all right, we're doing this. You're pregnant. We're doing this. And she was like, no, we're pregnant. I was like, I don't want to play this game. Like, she's like, no, I didn't get pregnant by myself. We're doing this together, the whole thing. I'm like, the whole thing? She's like, the whole thing. I'm like, all right. So I'll do everything with her, you know. She wants ice cream at 1 a.m. I want ice cream at 1 a.m. She gets a prenatal massage. Your boy gets a massage too, you know. I have to say, guys, I love being pregnant. This shit is the best. I don't see what the big fuss is about, you know. I love being pregnant, man. Other dads are the same way. They're like, oh, you got kids? You got to keep going. I live in New York City. No, the fuck I don't. I'm not going to jizz myself into poverty. I'm not going to do that, you know? It's expensive. Just to have a baby here is $25K. That's the bill from the hospital. $25K just to have a baby. An epidural, $1,400 just for the epidural, you know? When I got to the hospital, the doctor was like, hey, do you want an epidural? I was like, hey, I don't think we're gonna need. I don't think we need an epidural, right, baby? She told me to shut the fuck up. But I got my point across, you know. I feel like we're living in a crazy time, man. Everybody has opinions about trans people, which is crazy to me. Because trans people have always been here. They've always been here. It's never been an issue, but all of a sudden, everybody has an opinion about it. And I think it's because now, you know, you know, they starting to get sexy. I mean, y'all see it, you know? Peekaboo, bad bitch alert, I see you, girl, you know? Them 2.0s, have you seen? Oh my God, they look fantastic. Them upgrades is paying off, you know? And people are mad about it. I see people pissed off, all these politicians on TV. Like, we gotta do something about these trans women, okay? They keep tricking me to sucking their dicks, it's bullshit. I'm tired of it, 7 weeks in a row. I'm like, damn, 7 weeks in a row? That's your girl now, you know? Right? Stop acting like you got bamboozled, you know? You got a type, sir, you know? You like them sturdy, you know, but... That's what all this bathroom fuss is about. It's like, she went in that bathroom? She needs to be in the bathroom with us, the men. I know what you're after, sir. You know? I don't see what the big fuss is about. I met a trans lady last week. She was cool as shit. Really was. I asked her pronouns. You know, she was flabbergasted that I would even ask. She was like, oh my God, how'd you know? How'd you know I was trans? I said, girl, we the same height. What you mean? Come on now. I know a power forward when I see one, right? She was like, I do get rebounds. I'm like, I know you do. I know you do. You a hooper, I can tell, you know. To be clear, I ask everybody their pronouns, you know. I don't just ask you if you look suspicious. I ask you know. My favorite people to ask are like real macho dudes. Oh, I love asking a tough guy just to fuck up his week. You know, I just love it. You know? They get so insecure and sensitive. Like, I'm a real boy. They turn into Pinocchio. It's so cute. I play hockey. Relax, Tyler. I get it. You know. When I was, I want to be a good dad because when I was a kid, I didn't have good parents. You know, my mom, true story. When I was 12, she sent me to prison. Yeah, I was part of the Scared Straight program. True story. Yeah, it wasn't just a TV show. They really sent children to prison. If you don't know what the program is, they send at-risk youth to prison to scare them out of a life of crime. The thing is, I wasn't at risk. I was in the marching band. Yeah, I was just a regular nigga in the marching band. And one day my mom just kicked in my door. She was like, hey, you going to prison, nigga? I'm like, no, what did I do? She's like, you know what you did. I'm like, I don't really know what I did. And I went to prison, true story, man. When I got there, I saw a kid that I knew. His name was Johnny. I was like, what are you doing here, Johnny? He was like, I stabbed somebody. I was like, oh, you belong here. This is your casa. You know? Look, he was like, LeClerc, what are you doing here? I was like, me? I forgot to take the chicken out the freezer, you know? Just birds of a feather. Look at us, you know? Just 2 peas in a pod, you know? Johnny was a good kid. He was a murderer, but he had a good heart, you know? He tried to get me out the program. He pulled aside one of the officers. In front of all the other inmates, he told the officer, he's like, hey man, this has been a terrible mistake. LeClerc plays the tuba. I was like, shut up, nigga, what are you doing? These murderers don't need to know that I play the tuba, you know? Started crying immediately. It was super sad, you know? If you haven't seen how the program works, they just line you up and all the inmates yell at you. That's how it goes. If they really like you, they'll give you a nickname, and they called me Flamingo. Yeah. I didn't know why, but apparently when I get nervous, I stand like this. I do this with my leg. I'm like, come over here, Big Bird, and they started calling me Flamingo. The straw that broke the camel's back is one inmate said, hey, yo, he got tuba lips. I was like, I gotta go. That's enough. I don't want to see anymore, you know. Yeah, I didn't like going to prison. When my wife had our second child, I took her out for a couples massage. Has anybody here ever made that mistake? Yeah, you did it? Don't do it. It's the worst. As soon as I got there, a man walked in. I didn't like that part. He also had like an R&B voice. He was like, what's going on, beautiful people? How y'all doing? Yeah. Yeah, my name's Damien, but you can call me Big D. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Who's calling you Big D, sir, okay? This isn't the type of job for aliases, you know? He's like, this is my table, y'all go ahead, get comfortable, I'll be right back. And he started lighting candles on the way out and playing Genuine's Pony. I was like, this is inappropriate, you know? So I started blowing the candles out. I was like, I don't need your ambiance, nigga. And then when he left, I'm just stuck here. It's just me and my first wife, and I have to figure out. Oh yeah, I've never been married before. It's my first wife. Yeah. No, she really is the best for now. She's great. I don't call my first wife to be disrespectful. Don't turn on me, guys. I'm just trying to keep her motivated. And we Fellas, don't use that at home. You're gonna get kicked out. You just gotta. So I'm stuck here with my first wife. I have to figure out who, Damien's gonna touch. And I didn't want him to touch me. I just got out of prison, but I couldn't have him touch my wife. That's my first wife, So I sacrificed myself for the sake of my marriage. I don't know about you guys, when I get insecure and nervous, I make small talk. When he walked back in the room, the first thing I said was, "Hey, no shenanigans, Damien, all right? No hanky-panky." He was like, "Sir, what's your name?" I was like, "My name's LeClerc, okay? But in the streets, they call me Flamingo." And, he was like, "You got nice legs, Flamingo." I was like, "Don't say that, please." He was like, "What areas you want me to hit?" I said, "I don't think hit is the right word for this transaction, What areas I want you to focus on?" He's like, "Yeah, I was just focus on everything that's not covered up, right? Right? If it's covered up, don't touch it, right?" He's like, "Yeah, but you still wearing a robe." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I'm scared, but if you can start my ankles and my calves, build some trust." A good masseuse will ask you if you want light, medium, or deep pressure. Not Damien. Nah, Damien started fucking me up. Killing me. And I had to say something, but I can't just say anything. I can't just turn around like, "Hey, Big D, you too deep." You blowing my back out, man. I'll just tell you. This is my first time with another man. Ease into it, You ever try to talk while you're in pain? It's hard to do. I finally got the courage to say something. He put extra pressure on my back while I was talking, and what came out was, is what I said. I was like, Damien. And my wife was like, "What's happening?" I was like, "Mind your business, woman. This is between me and Big D, okay? This has nothing to do with you, You guys have been fantastic. My name's Ontonio. Have a good night. See you later. Bye-bye.
I just moved here from Washington, D.C. I don't know if you guys have been there before, but it's a very informed city, right? And I found that out the hard way because back when I used to live there, you guys, this homeless lady one time walked up to me, stared at me for 3 seconds and went, "You know who you look like?" And I was like, Mila Kunis, And she goes, "Klaus, Michael Dukakis." Yeah. Yeah, 1988 Democratic presidential nominee Michael Dukakis. Have you heard of him? Okay, good, because I freaking hadn't. Nope, I had to Google image that privately on the side later on. And I was like, oh no. Like, I see it. Damn, woman, that was a deep cut and it cut deep, It's crazy that you just pulled that out of nowhere. But I'm not good at, confrontations like that either. I think because I grew up an only child. Anyone else in here? Yeah, the very quiet hand raise kind of gives it away, right? That's the thing. You can blame your social anxiety on being an only child, right? But you can't blame your romantic shortcomings on it at all, right? I can never be like, "Hey, I'm really bad at flirting." I guess just because I never had siblings, who would I even bounce that off of, right? I'm not like one of these Mormon girls with 7 brothers. You know what I mean? She gets all that practice with the riffing and the conversation, knows how to lock it down, get married young right away because she's had the rehearsal process. You know what I mean? I don't have that, And yeah, I am bad at flirting because now I live in New York and I go on dates with these really cool guys, right? And yeah, these guys are really cool. I don't know if they text in all lowercase and everything. You're like, whoa, I didn't know I was dealing with a man tonight. That's crazy, I was on a date with this guy. He was a musician. And he was like, "Yeah, my band's getting a lot of traction with the Japanese right now." And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Did you just tell me that you're big in Japan? And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That's crazy because I'm fat in Europe." And he didn't like that for some reason. He didn't know what to say back to that. These guys aren't really funny either, believe it or not. So when they tell a story, it's like beginning, middle, you know, like it kind of just goes on. So lately what I've been doing is I pretend like I'm asking like thoughtful follow-up questions, but really I'm just trying to skip ahead in the story, you know? Like that same guy was like, you won't believe what happened on tour last weekend. I was like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. So how was the drive back? You know, I'm always trying to get to that next part. It's a good tool. You can use it. I don't know. I want to have like a romantic life because I have an ethnic mom. She's from Turkey. And yeah, she's from a generation where she doesn't say she had boyfriends before she met my dad. She said she had suitors, which I don't know if you guys know what suitors are. It's the same thing as a boyfriend. It's just to protect your honor a little bit, you know? Like, oh, I have a roster of suitors that I keep in the stable on rotation, or I let one of my suitors do butt stuff with me last Thursday, right? Like, it's for your reputation. So she's always comparing her young lifestyle to mine. Like the other day, she's like, Denise, why aren't you having fun out there? When I was your age, one suitor wrote a song for me. Another one crashed his car while he was checking me out, you know? And I used to be like, oh my God, like my mom must have been such a baddie, right? Until the other day, she shows me some old photos of these suitors. Guys, you would not soft launch these people on Close Friends, okay? Like, it is crazy what old people get away with just because they didn't have Instagram to prove reality, you know? My mom is confidently showing me mouth breather after mouth breather, acting like this is even a story worth mentioning, you know? I'm like, dude, I would not even count these guys, you know? But that's when I realized that's what old people do to make their lives sound cool. They just sugarcoat it. They just lie. I didn't know you could do that, you know? But now that's what I'm gonna do. Next time I get on the subway and a guy takes his wiener out, I'm just gonna go up to my friends after and be like, a stranger on the train fell in love with me this morning. Yeah, he really couldn't look away. I don't know. I'm not seeing anyone right now, though. It's hard dating because I have some very charismatic exes, and when you get to my age, you realize that charisma in a man, that's a red flag, right? Yeah, it is. Because like, why even develop the muscle of being charming unless you plan on becoming a dick later? You know what I mean? Like. But you don't understand that until you get older, you know? Like, especially for a man. Like, what man wakes up in the morning like, you know what, today I'm going to make everyone feel like they're in a movie. Just out of the kindness of my heart. No, that's preemptive reparations. That's what that shit is, you know? I can only think of one guy in all of history who was hot and cool and charming and had no record of doing anything bad. And that guy was O.J. Simpson, right? Like, and thank God, by the way, you know, he's who I look to when I'm like, they're not all the same, you know? When I want to have some hope in my life, I look to O.J. I don't know. I don't like guys that are too nice. That's my problem. I like that asshole quality, you know? I think, like, no one likes to date like too nice of a person, right? Dating someone nice, here's what it feels like. It feels like putting your hand on a railing, right? And then finding out it's sticky. Right? You're just like, oh, that's gross and not worth the support it's giving me, right? Like, ugh. But that's normal. You should feel that way. No one likes the people who love them a lot for no good reason, right? No one. People are annoyed by their families. Like, celebs hate their fans. Like, I can imagine God really respects, like, super religious people, right? Like, I think they get to heaven and he's like, ew, you believed that? Like, it's probably weird for them, you know? Some poor schmuck's like, yeah, I'm even wearing the hat you told me to wear. And God's like, dude, that was 2,000 years ago. I don't even remember saying that shit, but no, come on in. We have a spot for you. It's just, you look goofy as fuck. I can't believe you went outside like that, you know? Like, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, what if religion is real, but it's like a shit test from the Lord to see how much of it will do? That's why I think it's best to stay moderate. Like, I think it's good to be religious, but I hope if you're really overdoing it, that at the end you're like a little embarrassed, right? Like, I hope the first thing you hear from God is like, oh, bless your heart. And it's like not in the tone you thought it was going to be. That's my prediction for the afterlife. I don't know. I don't know. I live here in Brooklyn now, and in a very progressive little part of Brooklyn too. So that's why when I first came here, the first thing I did was I went to a bodega and I got myself a lighter with an American flag and a bald eagle on it. Yeah, and all my Brooklyn communist, socialist, hippie friends were like, "Why would you purchase that one?" And I used to be like, "'Cause you'll never steal it from me, okay?" And they didn't. I've had it for a year. You know, it worked. And I think it's great to be a leftist, but like not everything in this life has to be shared, right? Because one of my most communist friends the other day asked if I wanted to join in on a threesome with him and his girlfriend. And I said no right away. Not because I'm anti-threesome, but I think I don't want to be in like a communist threesome, you know? Like, I feel like a communist threesome, that's like in theory, it works great. You know, but then in practice, like one guy gets like a lot of power. Right? Well, a third of the people are cold and can't escape. And I just know I would be that person, you know? I am getting dumber as I get older. I know that about myself. You guys ever look at like old homework you used to do and you're like, who was this? You know, like I knew fractions, what? Like now when a book I never read becomes a movie, I'm like, yeah, that's right. You come to me, bitch. Like that's my whole attitude. It's not good, you know, but it is good because I think it's making me more attractive. Because like when you're dating men, you got to stay dumb where it counts a little bit. You know, you can't show what you know. That's why I'm so glad I started believing in astrology. Yeah, and not just because it's real, but I think it softens me to the male species, you know? Like before astrology, my tone was way too harsh. I'd be seeing a guy and I'd be like, that's not how you mount a shelf. And he'd be like, oh, that's not how you get a boyfriend. And I'd be like, all right, fair enough, you know? But now I'm like, if I'm seeing a guy, I'll be like, hey, that's not how you mount a shelf. Sorry. I'm like really particular about how I do things in my home because I'm a Virgo rising. So I have to have everything just so. I'm like meticulous. Then he's like, oh, she's retarded. Okay, I should take her out for ice cream or something, you know? So it works. You know, I think it's hard for everyone right now, though, male and female relationships, right? Because I had a guy friend tell me the other day that he doesn't want to approach women in person anymore because he's afraid of coming off as a creep. And when he said that to me, I was like, can you please not smell my hair while you explain it, you know? But I didn't believe him, you know? I was like, why would anyone do that? Like, why would someone accuse you of being weird if that's not what's in your heart? You know, I just didn't think it was a real energy that existed in the world, you know? Until later that night, I was walking home alone, and there was a pigeon walking like 5 feet in front of me. And yeah, I don't know if you've ever walked behind a pigeon for like an extended period of time, but they do make you feel weird about it. Like, I wasn't even looking at this particular pigeon. All of a sudden, he started accelerating kind of out of nowhere. You know, when they do that thing, but like not crossing the street just yet, but like giving me these like darting glances, like I'm gonna do something to him, you know? And I was like, I don't even look at you that way, but now I am staring. I'm staring at his giant badonkadonk. Like, I don't want to be in this position, but he's making me feel strange, you know? So I was like, okay, just relax, you know? No one thinks you're following this pigeon in like a creepy way, you know? And then he turned a corner, and I'm like, well, I was also gonna turn this same corner. Like, I'm not gonna detour for a bird, right? Until finally, by the end of it, I became a full-on incel, and I had to be like, okay, first of all, you're not even the best-looking pigeon on this block, right? Like, there's a brown one right there. There's a white one right here. Like, you're crazy if you think I'm going to get to your basic gray ass first. Get over yourself, you know? So that was one of my suitors. You guys have been a lot of fun. My name's Denise Taylor. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I'm in a weird space right now, dog. I'm in a weird space. I've been on a little spiritual journey lately. Thank you. By spiritual journey, I mean I've just been doing my shrooms outside instead of in the living room like I usually do. I feel like a new man, dog. I'm like 3 shroom trips away from wearing a poncho outside, y'all. Feels good. Y'all do shrooms? Yeah. Yes! You are doing too many shrooms, man. I love shrooms, man. That's my favorite drug right now. But I think I'm tired of the people that come with shrooms. I'm done doing it, bro. I'm tired of doing shrooms with these spiritual weirdos. You know, just white women that don't feed their kids. Every time I'm trying to do shrooms, I meet a white woman at a music festival. We go back to her house, her son just laying in the sun. I'm like, is he okay? She's like, oh, don't worry about him. The universe gives us everything we need. It's crazy, dog. I think shroom people are just weird because of the timing of their weirdness, bro. Because we all on drugs. Everybody does weird shit on drugs, you know? Like alcoholics, y'all get belligerent, start fighting people at parties. You know what I'm saying? Dudes who do meth, do karate on public transportation. But shroom people choose the weirdest time to be fucking weird. Like last time I did shrooms, it was just me and my white homie. And it was cool at first. We had our shrooms and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because we broke. And it was cool at first. We had music playing. It was a vibe. Everything was cool, right? But then right before we took the last bite of our sandwiches, my white homie just looked at me and he was like, well, hey, brother. I hope you're ready to see who you really are. I was like, yo, what are you doing right now, bro? Why did you choose right now to start talking like a wizard, my boy? What the fuck, everybody knows that's the #1 rule of doing psychedelics. You don't say no weird shit right before we take off. You know what I'm saying? That's like you going into surgery, sir. And then right before the anesthesia hit you, your surgeon just lean down in your ear and go like, hey, bro, we appreciate your sacrifice, brother. No, don't get up. It's okay. I had to stop doing, I'm doing shrooms because I had to stop doing a lot of I had to stop smoking weed recently. I know it's devastating. Some 16-year-old is crying in the crowd. I had to stop smoking weed though, man. I knew it was time for me to stop smoking weed because I was starting to forget what it felt like to have an emergency. Nothing's urgent when you high, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's crazy. Weed makes you way too complacent with life, bro, and that's the problem. There's certain shit you need to be in a state of fucking panic for. You know? Like the other day, I quit, but a few months ago, I smoked so much weed that my heart literally started skipping a beat, y'all. Serious, man. But instead of being an adult and going to the fucking emergency room, I was high and I tried to play it cool, so I just turned to my homie and I was like, hey, bruh, your weed got my heart doing jumping jacks. And that was supposed to scare him, make him take me to the hospital, but it kind of just sounded like I was flirting with my homie. And that's not cool. Now we both scared. You know what I'm saying? We in this room alone, my heart fluttering, your heart fluttering. I hang out with thugs, so he ain't take too kindly to that. He stood up, he was like, what you say? And this was the point in the conversation where I should have been like, hey, my bad, bro. I'm having a panic attack. Please take me to the hospital, bro. But I was still high and trying to play it cool, so what came out of my mouth was, hey, bro, I know you've been feeling what I've been feeling, dog. I never talked to him again, dog. Lost a friend and a drug that day, bro. I'm trying to figure my life out, man. I'm trying to go the conventional route. I just started therapy recently. Thank you, white women. White women love therapy. That's all you got. If you ever want to get a white woman, just say therapy. And they're like, yes! Oh my God, healthcare. I'm excited about therapy, man. This is my second time trying to do therapy. The first time I had a white woman as a therapist, so obviously things got worse for me. I don't know, bro. I think therapy the only place we need to bring back segregation a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I just don't think a white woman from Connecticut can show me how to be a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she got it in her, man. My therapist, she was Bridget. Her name was Bridget. She was. Bridget was cool. I feel like she was just overcompensating. She was doing too much. She was overcompensating because I was her first black client. So, yeah, every session just kind of felt like that Sandra Bullock movie, The Blind Side. I would come in the session, she already had tears in her eyes. I'm like, what are you sad about? She would hit me with that thing where she's like, I just can't imagine what it took for you to get here. I was like, bitch, what, traffic, bro? What are you talking about? I'm not trying to get out the hood. I'm here because I got social anxiety, bitch. Stupid, man. I went and got the direct opposite this time. I went and found the oldest, blackest lady I could find for a therapy. The oldest. This lady looked like Harriet Tubman, dog. Just the oldest lady on the planet, man. I love her too, man. She don't play no games, bro. Cause she old and she black. So she don't really give a fuck about my feelings at all. She just trying to get through the day. So she just get right to the fucking problem, bro. She don't waste no time. Like when I first met my therapist this time, she didn't even say hi to me or nothing, bro. I just walked in and she looked at me and she was just like, Listen, Antonio, fucking all these astrology girls ain't gonna bring your dad back. You're right, Harriet. You're right. Somebody phone ringing? Bridget, she's here. It's crazy, man. I am working through a lot of shit. I found out a lot of stuff about me and Harriet, working with Harriet. Found out I wasn't tough this year. Y'all knew that. I feel like everybody knew that as soon as I came up here. I'm not tough though. I'm not trying to be tough. I feel like dudes look stupid trying to be macho all the fucking time, you know? It looks dumb. Like I was on a train the other day and I heard these two dudes talking and one of them stood up out of nowhere and he was like, bro, I don't give a fuck if it's 20 or 50 niggas, I'm not running. I was like, 50 niggas? What are you talking about, bro? 20, what did you do on a Tuesday afternoon to get 20 dudes mad at you, bro? Do you know how much that, sir, have you ever seen 20 black people at one time? At a Knicks game? Good job, sir. That's the correct answer. We know you've never been to a black community, sir. Yeah, oh no, I only see them at the games. Only at the Knicks games. You ain't never been to a Jamaican party, bro? Dirty wine a little bit? You been to Jamaica 5? Stop flexing, shut up. You think you could beat up 20 dudes? Absolutely not. Absolute, that's the correct, okay, you got some humanity in you, okay. Your money not gonna save you from 20 niggas, though. Not even from one, sir.
It was cool growing up in India. By the time I grew up in India, we had a lot of stuff like culturally in common with the West, so it wasn't like a crazy transition. Like I grew up with all the same like children's books people here grew up with, like all the same Dr. Seuss's, Roald Dahl's. But a weird thing happened with a lot of those books. So in India, when I was growing up, we had two versions of every children's book. We had English editions of those books, and we had Indian language versions of those books. Except some of the English versions were not like regular English versions. They were just translated versions from the Indian language versions. So I got like weird mistranslated books growing up, you know? Like I got this weird version of Green Eggs and Ham. Do we know Green Eggs and Ham? Yeah? All right, Green Eggs and Ham, you gotta nail the fucking language of. for that book to make any sense in the world. You gotta hear that guy be like, I do not want green eggs and ham. I do not want them, Sam I am. I got a version of that book where the guy was just like, I do not want breakfast, sir. I do not want them in the room. I do not want them with the dog. I was like, what's happening? I was like, this book makes no sense. Why is this turkey green? What's happening? No one has any answers for me. It's crazy, dude. I have a cool new development. I started dating someone seriously. I started dating my girlfriend. Thank you. I love my girlfriend very much. My girlfriend is quite a bit taller than me. My girlfriend is 5'10", and I'm 5... And not important for the joke. But I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't like feel weird about dating a taller person. But a weird thing happened recently where I met her entire family. And she's the youngest of 4 brothers that are all like 6'4" at a minimum. Yeah, that's crazy to do to me. Do you wanna... Now that's not even about my girlfriend being taller than me. When I'm just like around that many tall people at once, I start to feel like the raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah? I feel like a little cartoon character. We hang out together. I go into places first so people think they're my henchmen. I walk in and I'm like, find me the Batman! We're in Chipotle. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's cool. How's my posture on stage? Good? Yeah? What if I was this guy? This is good? I just pretty womaned you motherfuckers. I was giant this whole time, dude. My posture's gotten so bad, I feel like I've like born in the wrong generation nostalgia for like different parts of the human evolution chart. Yeah? Yeah. You know the chart that takes us from like monkey all the way? I feel like I would have killed it as this guy. When the music was so good, you know, when the music was better. I just got back from Jersey. Do we got Jersey in the house? Yeah, dude, fucking Staten Island East, you know? I don't know. You know what's weird? I love driving to New Jersey because every billboard on the way to New Jersey is only a billboard for injury attorney lawyers. What a weird, threatening way to enter the state, dude. Every message is like, welcome to New Jersey, you're going to need legal representation. I was reading this weird article about New Jersey recently, and it was about how New Jersey is experiencing a lot of white flight. Do we know what white flight is? Yeah. Okay. If you're making the same mistake I did, white flight is not like a new Gatorade flavor. White flight means that the white people of the state of New Jersey are leaving in droves. And I hope going to like more fun white people places. Like I hope they're going to Nashville. This is not part of the joke. If you're white, I don't know why you're not in Nashville right now. I don't understand. Every video I see of white people in Nashville, they're having an incredible time. Love it out there, dude. I was reading this article about white people leaving New Jersey, and the article went on to cite this like old man, this old native of his neighborhood of New Jersey, and he was talking about how his neighborhood had changed over time. And he was saying stuff like, you know, when I read it, but this is how he sounded. When I was growing up here in this neighborhood, there was only Jews and Italians in this neighborhood, and now it's brown people everywhere. I was like, ugh, you know? That's your reaction when you're one of the brown people everywhere. I wanted to be mad at him when I read that quote. I really did. But I don't know, I feel like we should give way more leeway to like old people experiencing large-scale demographic change. That's really jarring. Like I grew up in Bombay, India, like I said. If I went back to Bombay, India today and there was a bunch of Jews and Italians everywhere, I'm probably not taking that shit in stride. Do you understand? I'm gonna be like, this neighborhood is changing! Like, it's not gonna be cool. It's gonna be a weird time over there, dude. Oh, man. I like New York. I like living in New York. I got mice in my apartment recently. That was a bummer. Yeah, we got some mice heads. Yeah. That's cool. There's 2 ways to deal with mice if you got mice in your apartment. There's 2 kinds of traps. There's what's called kill traps and capture traps. Kill traps, kill them right away. Done. Capture traps, way crazier. You hold them. You capture them. Like you're a member of the prison industrial complex. Now I'm this guy's little mouse jail warden. What? And I release him when? When he's rehabilitated? That's not gonna happen. System's not set up for that. He grew up on the inside. One time I left a mouse in a trap too long, he converted to Islam. I was like, oh shit. How'd you get a kufi in there? That's crazy. If you're not laughing, you're not picturing. Because is he like praying to human Muhammad? Like, or is it like a mouse Muhammad? Is it like a different guy? Entirely. Oh man, this is fun. You guys are a cool crowd. Oh man. I don't know. I got laid off of my job recently. That was a bummer. It sucks. Thank you. I've been on LinkedIn recently. LinkedIn's crazy. Do you guys know LinkedIn has like celebrity profiles on it? You can find like your favorite artist or musician on LinkedIn. Like I found the rapper Gucci Mane on LinkedIn. And immediately went to connect. It's like, this guy's gonna help me climb the corporate ladder, 100%. This guy's got it. When you go to connect with like a celebrity profile on LinkedIn, it's not like when you go to connect with like a normal profile. LinkedIn has all these like weird follow-up questions for you that are all like, how do you know Gucci Mane? Like, there's not like a pre-selected, like, there's not like a free dialogue section. You can just type in gibberish and be done with it. LinkedIn has all these like pre-selected options of how you can know the rapper Gucci Mane that is acceptable. That are all like, I'm close personal friends with Gucci Mane. I live down the street from Gucci Mane. All the stuff that didn't apply to me, you know? The closest I've ever come to the rapper Gucci Mane is I bought his album East Atlanta Santa on CD in 2007. So I clicked an option that said, we've done business together. Crazy. Being back home in New Jersey made me think about my childhood. I grew up playing video games a lot. Is this a video game audience at all? Anyone grow up playing? Did you guys grow up playing this video game, Call of Duty? Do you guys know Call of Duty? Yeah, what a weird fucking video game, right? Why was I 13 deploying into Afghanistan? What the fuck? What was happening? We were just boys. We were just boys being sent to fight in a war. It's weird. Here's the thing. I don't mind like violent video games in a vacuum. Like, I don't care. But that video game specifically is really weird to me because Call of Duty is marketed towards children. It's a video game that's clearly meant for children to play it. And I think it's super fucked up that there exists stuff to like make war seem fun for children. I don't think that should exist. That's weird, you know? Like, it's a kid's video game. It should have like fun kids video game objectives. It should have objectives that are like, help the wizard solve the puzzle. Or like, run the race the fastest. It should not have objectives that are like, destabilize the region! Like, that's not a power. Where's my final boss, John Bolton? What's happening? All right, thank you, everyone. That was my time.
I love America, because you'll say hello, and then you guys go, woohoo! So positive, it's so great. I am from Ireland, and I moved here 9.5 years ago. I thought the easiest thing about moving here would be the fact that I speak English, but I quickly found out I don't. I found out because every time I would speak to an American when I first moved over here, now I did speak a lot faster and I spoke predominantly in Irish slang, but every time I would speak to an American for more than 5 minutes, they would always go, oh my God, your English is so good. And then I'd have to be like, oh, thank you so much, it is my only language. We do speak in a lot of slang back home. We speak a Hiberno English, which I didn't even realize until I moved here, so it's an Irish English. And so we'll say this thing, and it's grand. Okay, so for everything. So how's your day? It's grand. How's your meal? It's grand. How you doing? I'm grand. It means I'm fine. Doesn't mean grandiose, as you guys were interpreting, okay? I found out that for years, people were misunderstanding me because when I finally slept with my boyfriend, who was a friend, and he was being sweet, he was trying to speak my language. And I was like, how was that for you? And he goes, it was grand. I was like, fuck you. I couldn't understand as well why so many Americans, when they would come back from Ireland, they would be like, wow, those people are so positive. And I was like, oh, you just heard I'm grand and you thought they were saying I'm amazing every 5 seconds. We are not a positive people. Have you read our literature? We are suicidal. So funny, what's the perception of positivity too, because when I go back to Ireland, you guys to me are very positive, you're very sweet, and I like that. I mean, you're like mean too, but I also, like, you could be walking down the street and some girl will stop me and be like, oh my God, love your sneakers, hate your face. It's nice, I like to know where I stand. But yeah, when I went home, a lot of my friends started telling me I had an American accent, and I was like, why would you say that? And they were like, because you say words like amazing, absolutely, and no problem. Because to Irish people, positivity is an American accent. Which is weird, because to you guys, it's a Canadian accent. My boyfriend is very sweet. He lives here, but his family are from Arizona. His dad is a Republican. I know, they're scary. Oh my God. I went to visit them, and the first question his dad asked me, before hello, by the way, was, how do you have your visa? Isn't that so rude? I looked at his son, and I was like, I'm working on it. That is a green card joke. My boyfriend's very kind and sweet and loving, and that was very strange for me because I love toxic men. And it's going to be relatable just for the women. No one will love you as much as a guy who wants to tie you up and put you in his basement. But I did go to therapy to be with my boyfriend. You guys got me. Oh my God, they're about to take my citizenship off me in Ireland if they find out I go to therapy. But you guys are so right. It's so good. I've learned. I'll tell you how I know it works because all of my exes were like abusive and alcoholics and gamblers. And like, it's not on them. I would find them and pick them and like push them over the edge, you know? They thought they were crazy before until they met me. So I take responsibility, but with my boyfriend, he was so nice, I couldn't understand it. I remember when we first started dating, and I was like, I need to be alone. And he was like, cool, I respect your need for space. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Weirdo. But I started going to therapy, and now fast forward 3 years later, we're still together. And recently, and here's the thing, all of my exes cheated on me as well. So like common sense would be to project that into the next relationship, okay? Look at me. I understand the words. But so I was with him, we were at a bar, he was talking to a girl, and my Irish friend who has not been to therapy yet was like, oh, that's so inappropriate. I was like, it's fine. She was like, would you not be worried that he would cheat on you? And I was like, actually, no. And that's how I knew the therapy worked, because if my boyfriend cheated on me, I don't think I'd be mad at the start, and I'll explain why. My boyfriend is extremely socially introverted, and he plays video games all day, that if he cheated on me, I'd be like, oh my God, you found a friend? She got you off the couch? Who is this amazing woman? Bring her over for tea. He does acid. I didn't ask him if I could say this. But he does only like once a year or whatever. I don't do drugs. It's so crazy when you come to the States and you don't do drugs, because you guys are drug pushers. You know that, right? Because as soon as you're like, oh no, I don't do drugs, you guys just immediately have like a trench coat full of every single fucking drug in the world. They're like, do it now. It's always acid too. Why are you guys such acid pushers? People who do acid are like, I don't know, you guys have like propaganda because you say the same fucking shit. It's always, you should do acid, you'll meet God. I don't believe in him, that's gonna be fucking terrifying. And if I believe in a God, I grew up in a Catholic Ireland, he's gonna call me a whore. You guys judge Irish people for alcoholism a lot too. Bit rude, isn't it? We're trying to step away from a lot of the stereotypes, specifically Gen Z. They're so, I love Gen Z. Gen Z are going to change the world and tell you about it every second. But no, they're so great. And this is like, I didn't plan this. Anyway, okay, I want to say, I have ADHD and I do not take the medication. I won't even take the drugs that will help me. But no, there was the Jimmy guy, one of the Jimmys at the Golden Globes. I don't know which Jimmy Kimmel, I think. But because we're trying to step away from all the stereotypes that you guys put on us, and there were so many Irish actors, like actual Irish, not Tom Cruise being like, and we're playing real roles. You know, Paul Mescal did a British accent. We took their roles and they used to take our, colonization. And another actor played a gay man. This is so cool because our country is progressive now. We got abortion. Go there. But it's so exciting for us to see all these actors kind of getting these awards. And then Jimmy guy, I probably shouldn't say his name because I forget this is going online. Yeah, come for me, Jimmy. No. How dare he be called Jimmy and then roast people from Ireland? Anyway. He said, oh, all these Irish people here, all these Irish actors, there's gonna be a fight. And it was like so upsetting because, you know, like we're really stepping away from all of that. And as a country, we were really upset and we were like, we're gonna fight Jimmy. I'm gonna take him down. But yeah, I think you should think twice before you judge people for being alcoholics in Ireland because, I I mean, we are. But still, you have to understand that we don't take pills. There's a massive stigma over taking pills in Ireland. It's better to be like mentally unwell than take the things that would help you, hence the ADHD. But it's really true. Like, I think you guys are kind of like throwing stones at glass houses because you're judging me for having a pint or 7. I love it. It stops the voices. Whereas you are judging me while I have pints. You have Xanax every day. How dare you, okay? You have to understand that with people in Ireland, we're just self-medicating as a country because we can't take pills, you know? And it's true because it's, again, back to the propaganda because we say the same shit. If you ever ask an Irish person why do they drink so much, they'll always be like, it's just to take the edge off. The edge is a serious mental health issue. I thought that was better than you gave it credit for, but that's fine. I have a lot of shame with sex. I have so much shame with sex. I'm Catholic. I don't believe in God. I just believe in all of the shame. And oh my God, I bought an electric I actually have money now. This is crazy. I made money recently, and I bought an electric toothbrush. I know I'm like American. I'm gonna have white teeth. But I have so much Catholic shame that when I was like doing the electric toothbrush on my teeth, I felt guilty because I felt like I was trying to get my teeth off. You know. I said I wouldn't do new jokes, but I couldn't help myself. But anyway, so concentrate. So anyway, okay. So sex, shame, guilt, gross. And you guys are like, ooh, I can't compete with American women. I have an American boyfriend. It makes me so insecure because he's been with American women. American women are like, choke me, spit on me, slap me. You have sex like you're in the IRA. You are willing to die for your cause. Oh my God, if you touch me here, I'll tell you where the fucking operatives are, okay? I don't care about my country. So I was really panicked that I was with, because I have way more sexual partners than my boyfriend, but he has more experience, okay? Because in Ireland, he was drunk. I was like, stick it in. I didn't see what a penis looked like until Naked Attraction, and they're like wibbly and wobbly and disgusting. No offense. But I feel bad now. I'm gonna get called dick shamer on the internet. Stop, internet. I'm not shaming. it's wibbly. Anyway, oh my God, I have to finish this. So I said to my boyfriend, what would you like in the bedroom to kind of be like chill and American? And he was like, I really like when a girl puts a finger in my ass. What? I was like, thought he'd say like reverse cowgirl or something. Lights on or whatever. Take your bra off. It's like a finger in an arse. I was obsessed. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop talking to people about it. It was really bad. And the poor man just answered a question. He never brought it up again, but I was obsessive. I would talk to anybody who would fucking listen to me about it, okay? When I talked to my white American girlfriends, they were like, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's chill. Just get acquainted. Just rub his asshole. Just rub it. I talked to my Irish girlfriends back home, and they were like, you need to get deported. That country's gone too far. When I talked to my Latino girlos, they were like, he's fucking gay. I knew it. I fucking knew it. But he is so lovely, and then at some point he told me he loved me, and I was like, fuck. I have to stick a finger at least near his arse, When we were having shower sex, which is something he introduced to me. I never knew it was a thing. It's fun though, because he will wash my hair. He's gay. No. Now I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that on the internet. But anyway, he will wash my hair. It's very relaxing. But then I thought, oh my God, this is the perfect time to do it. If I'm gonna do it at any point in life, this is because the water would wash away any dirty stuff, and my tears, because I'm gonna fucking cry. Okay. I got down on my knees and I just rubbed it. And I felt very empowered, I felt very proud of myself, I thought, you came all the way from Ireland. Spent thousands, 10,000s to be here on a green card. And here you are, living the American dream, rubbing arseholes. Then he told me I was rubbing his tailbone. I've never been more defeated. Thank you guys so much. You're great.
I just came back from Saudi Arabia. This is true. I did the Muslim pilgrimage to Mecca. Don't know about this. It's called Hajj. I call it Allah Palooza. Okay? Every religion has their holy sites, right? Muslims have Mecca, Jews have Jerusalem, Christians have Cracker Barrel, right? Old Christian living in a man. Cracker Barrel sounds like a white people unit of measurement. Right? How many crackers were there? About a barrel's worth? Y'all know the Mecca phrases too, right? When they're like, New York is the Mecca of theater. Have y'all heard that? Yeah. Love it. But can we remember that it's a holy city, please? I had a friend who was like, Berlin is the Mecca of ass eating. I'm like, what? Can we not? Bring in sacred cities and the eating of ass. It is hard to see God if I have pink eye, right? This is my friend. She's like, what if I said Berlin was the Vatican of eating ass? I'm like, have you ever read the news? That already makes more sense. If you're not laughing, you're a pedophile. How about that? Huh? How about you look the part too, buddy? Just kidding. Y'all know Vatican, right? Center of the Christian faith. Vatican's actually a Latin term meaning cracker barrel. Actually, I don't know if you guys. I grew up Muslim in it. Now I don't give a fuck, right? But like growing up, I was very much inside it. And there's issues in Islam, homophobia. I grew up homophobic. Who else? Clap it up. Wow. Everyone's looking at me like my first words were, what are your pronouns? Actually. Yeah. I'm a Muslim from Texas. That's fucking double homophobia deluxe. Right? I had to undo double. Because here's the thing, New York, very gay friendly, it's the best. I am from Texas, where they're like, if I see a rainbow in the sky, I shoot it. Okay? And I keep shooting that thing till the only colors left are red, white, and blue. And I keep shooting that till the only color left is what, brother? White, right? Come on now, Brother. I had dumb homophobic friends growing up saying dumb shit like, one of my friends was always like, I ain't kissing no man on God's green earth. I'm like, what a weird way to say you're only gay on the sea. Right? He's like, I ain't kissing no man on God's green earth, but on a boat, come on now. I mean, hey, that ocean's blue, but them balls won't be. Come on. Listen, we all kind of grew up homophobic because our dads are homophobic, right? All our dads are homophobic. And they all say it the same way, right? They're like, your friend's a little, What is this? I'm like, Dad, do you think that homosexuality is Parkinson's? I grew up Muslim, so I had Muslim leaders doing homophobic speeches, right? But they were doing it in like deep Arabic. Okay, so it was like, I'm like, how you gonna hate on gay people while sounding like you're sucking a dick, right? Right, bro, you can't be homophobic and be like, don't tell my mom. Half y'all are laughing and half y'all are like, what is going on here? Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot. I'm JK. It's all good. Texas is, that's what it is. Texas, I'm from there. I don't sound like it because I learned how to read, you know what I'm saying? But Texas does think New York is some left-wing hellscape, They're like, go to fucking New York. Everyone's having fucking gender-queer gluten surgery up there, fuck. Eating fucking non-binary cupcakes, fuck. That Bud Light commercial got him down. Remember Bud Light went kind of gay, right? Bud Light just said Bud Light is for all people. And straight guys in Texas were like, I'll fucking kill myself. I'll fucking do it. If Bud Light was gonna lose all their straight fans off the tiniest of gay marketing, should have gone full gay on the marketing, right? Commercial should have been like, yo, sometimes you butt chug a beer and sometimes you butt chug your best friend. Bud Light. Because sometimes he's more than just a bud. Am I right? I'm 33 now. Millennial. Who else? Clap it up, millennials. Right? It's kind of sad because of the debt we're all in, right? Who's Gen Z? Clap it up. Right? Slower clap because of the ketamine that they're all. The ketamine delay. Like, I carry the 5. I'm millennial. I got Gen Z cousins. I'm trying to be cool with them. I'm being like, I'm lit. Right, guys? I'm lit. They're like, nobody says that anymore. I'm like, fuck me. Because I said I'm lit, but to them, I may as well have said, I'm the bee's knees. Huh? I'm the cat's meow doll. And that's the skinny. You know why Gen Z hates us? Because we're not natural on the self-facing camera videos, right? Gen Z's not just fucking natural. No matter what, they'll be like, fucking rest in peace, dad. Right? Stage 4, Millennials, we're smooth in real life. The moment this camera comes up, we're like, greetings, citizens. it is not but I. Some words are going out of fashion now. The word homeless, no longer okay. What's the new word, y'all know? Unhoused. We went from homeless to unhoused. Thank God we got to the core issue here. Yeah. Upgrading from homeless to unhoused is like being, you can't say homosexual anymore. The correct term is now sex a la homo. Okay? You know who does not care about the terms for sure is the homeless guy. Right? Never been a homeless guy ever jacking off on the train. And some lady's like, oh my God, a homeless guy. And the homeless guy's like, it's unhoused. You're a bigot, it's unhoused. Wow, you know what? I'm done. This is no longer a safe space. I'm done. And to think I was considering finishing on you. Wow. Wow. Told this joke to my friends once and he was like, is there anything creepier than a guy jacking off on the train who's homeless? I'm like, probably a guy jacking off on the train who has a home. That guy's weird, right? Because he does that and goes home to his family. That's what? Then his wife wants to fuck and he's like, sorry, babe, I'm pretty drained from my commute right now, so I can't. There we fucking go. Right? Be that. Not this, who's just like shaking his body in laughter. Nothing moves in this guy's face. You just know from the amount of shake he's doing how good the joke is. That was a good joke, so he was like, JK, I'm just an aging man. I've stopped giving a fuck. I'm trying to, age well though. Skincare, I'm in it. I want my skin to look so good, people think I'm Korean or something. Because the best skin in the game is who? Black people and Koreans, right? When a black dude fucks a Korean girl, the baby is a bottle of lotion, I think. I don't know, man. I want to age. I don't want to be like a white dude who hikes, escaping death, White friends every weekend. I hit Kilimanjaro Pass, bro. What'd you do? I was like, me? I discovered that if I fart, my knee hurts, okay? And I feel like as you get older too, like your perceptions of different ages change, right? Like when you were 8, didn't you think that 25 was the oldest age you could possibly be, right? When you were 8 and someone's like, hi, I'm 25, you'd be like, do you have dementia? You need me to walk you guys the street? Now I'm 33. If someone's like, hi, I'm 25, I'm like, got your nose. I got your nose, bud. And he's a 25-year-old dude, right? So he's like, give it back. Y'all are good. Y'all are fun. A lot of sex stuff. Let's make it illegal. Let's make it illegal for dudes to talk for a full 2 minutes after sex. How about that? Nothing we say is anything good in that 2-minute period post-fuck. Last time I fucked, finished, looked over at her, I was like, that was bonkers. That was bonkers. Her pussy is Looney Tunes. Great job, Usama. After every dude comes, he's dumb as fuck for 2 minutes, right? I've come and been like, mamma mia. You ever come so hard it changes your race for a little bit? I like to think the exact moment I came and it was like, mamma mia. There was a man in Italy who came and was like, arewa. Like a sort of Freaky Friday type thing, right? I'm a brown guy, whatever. I'm a brown guy, whatever. I did the 23andMe, I'm brown. I am so brown. The paper was like, you are 7-11% brown, okay? You are so brown. Can we say white dudes get goofy a little bit with 23andMe, yeah? One of my white friends got back 3% Iranian. Next day, he bought a hookah lounge, okay? This is the whitest dude from Connecticut And now he's like, hello, my friend. I'm like, listen, Dylan. He's like, it's Dylan. You know they use 23andMe in forensics now? Like if a family member does it, you commit a crime, they can cross-check the DNA to get you. Have you heard about this? How funny is that? Imagine you're a perfect serial killer, right? You dissolve the bodies in hydrofluoric acid, you put them in a drum, you drive out to the woods, you bury the bodies 40 feet deep, and you get caught because your fourth cousin is like, am I Cherokee? That's hello, I think. It's been great. Thank y'all so much. Keep it going for your host. Have a good night.
I'm having kind of a weird week. I just got off of my antidepressants, and no, I just don't have healthcare. But I can do this cool new thing now. I can orgasm. Hey! Wow, thank you. Wow, thank you, ladies only. I was never able to do it before. Now I can. But now I'm in this really weird headspace where I'm very horny, but very sad. So I know how men feel now, and it's hard. This is a hard life. I'm just weeping and jerking off all day. How do you do it? It's hard being horny and sad. You know what I mean? Like, it puts a lot of pressure on the hookup. That's what I've noticed, right? Like, now when I'm with a guy, I'm like, you better make me come or I'm gonna kill myself. Oh. And they don't like that. Or they get more hard, and I like that. Yeah, my mental health is declining rapidly. I am trying to be better at like being alone, you know what I mean? So I have actually started drinking alone. That's fun. I love drinking alone, okay? I know a lot of people are worried about me, and I think because people think it's a sign that you're an alcoholic, but I don't think that's true. I think drinking alone is actually the best way to stay out of trouble. Drinking alone, you're not gonna get into a fist fight, you're not gonna hook up with anyone. In fact, drinking alone is the only way I'll text my family group chat. You know, you give me a bottle of wine in an empty apartment and I will say I love you to my dad, okay? And he will thumbs up that shit. Because we don't say that in this family. Yeah, we don't. I have immigrant parents, by the way. I have immigrant parents, and that's why we really don't. I'm half Arab. A lot of people say that... One clap, so sad. A lot of people say that I don't look Arab. I get that all the time, that I don't look Arab. I never know how to respond to that. I think I should stop saying, oh, thank God. They hate that. I also, I never got the sex talk, right? I have immigrant parents, never got the sex talk growing up. I actually had my first sexual awakening on chat roulette. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember chat roulette? That was crazy. That was an insane... It was that webcam chat room, you know? And parents never knew about it. Parents never knew that we were on there looking at dick and balls. They didn't know, right? They just thought that we were gonna see porn one day or whatever. Meanwhile, I saw a grown adult man on chat roulette put a full raw cucumber in himself. Just fully in there, and that's only because I told him to do it. Do you know how much power that is for a 13-year-old? Do you guys know? Just me chanting, deeper! Do you guys know how fucked up that is? Was that too far? Okay. I have been trying to relieve stress, though, you know, because I don't go to therapy. I'm trying to relieve stress in other ways. I actually started kickboxing. That's fun, kickboxing. I like it because you get to fight someone at the end of class. They pair you up with someone and you spar with them. And they paired me up with this guy named James, okay? And this is a real thing that happened. I kicked his ass so hard, he didn't come back to class, okay? He was 12, but I still feel like I got his ass, you know what I mean? They really did that, by the way. They paired me up with a 12-year-old boy named James, a little chubster, a little tub scout, and I was just beating him up. It just felt like bullying the whole time. I guess I didn't have to call him little bitch during it, but I did, and... I feel strong now, though. I feel very empowered, you know, because I go on little dates with little men. That's what I do, just little tiny dates with little tiny men. I did go on a little tiny date with a tiny man, and he had a little mustache. And he told me that he was growing his mustache out for prostate cancer awareness. It's like a whole movement that's happening, I guess. And I don't know, I don't think it's true. I'm like, no, you just want a mustache, you know? Don't seem like a good person. Oh, okay, in that case, I'm growing my bush out for lupus. Like, what the fuck? I did have to go through a breakup not too long ago, and I think I know what happened was we had this really bad conversation about how many people we've slept with. Do you guys know about this conversation? It's so bad. It's just for the drama, right? It's like, it's so counterproductive. Like, the number is never good, you know? No one's ever heard the number and been like, that's perfect. That's a really good number, you know? And he didn't want to answer, so what he ended up saying was a handful. He was like, I don't know, just a handful. And I was like, okay, but like a handful of what? I need a better gauge, like a handful of apples or a handful of Skittles. Because that's a different number, right? And he looks at me and he thinks about it and he was like, I don't know, like a handful of rice. I was like, no! Long grain or couscous? What does that mean? So I've been going on more first dates now, and this is a little fun thing I've been doing, by the way, on first dates. I'll go to a bar with a guy, we get a drink, and after my first sip, I go, first one in 8 years. And they get freaked out. It's so funny. But I have been going to like a lot of bars, and I went to a bar recently with a guy, and I overheard this woman order a Britney Spears at the bar. That was the drink she ordered. No one knew what it was. She had to explain to the bartender. She goes, oh, it's just a Shirley Temple without the cherry. And I was like, that's cute, right? That's a fun way to order a drink, right? I was like, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start ordering drinks like that. So here are some drink names I came up with, okay? So I go, hey, bartender, hey, can I get a Desperate Housewife? Can I get a Desperate Housewife? That is just a martini with a vibrator in it, okay? Shaken, not stirred. I have 33 more of these. Okay, okay, how about this? Hey, bartender, can I get a misogynist? Uh-oh, can I get a misogynist? That is just a white Russian, okay? That's fun, come on. We love that, okay. Okay, how about this? Hey, can I get a Republican? Uh-oh, can I get a Republican? That is just an old-fashioned extra bitters, okay? I'll do the other side. I'll do it. Can I get a liberal? Can I get a liberal? That is just an abortion on the beach. All right, okay. Okay, how about this? Can I get a guilty? Can I get a guilty as charged? Can I get a guilty? That is just a tequila sunrise extra OJ. Okay. R.I.P. Okay, I'll do one more. Okay, how about this? Can I get, you guys aren't gonna like this, by the way. Can I get an R. Kelly? Uh-oh, can I get an R. Kelly? That is just a cup of piss. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much.
Just got a new job, so that's pretty good. Thank you. It's like at a startup. You guys, like, I've never worked at a startup before, and this is what I feel. So it's like 2 guys had an idea, and then they hired like some smarty pants guys, and those are qualified. And then like they hired like some creative people, and they're like kind of qualified. And then everybody else is their nephew. I was being onboarded by like a baby boy the other day. I'm not kidding. He had like a little tie, and it was like over Zoom, so I was like proud of him. I don't know. I was like, all right. And he was talking really fast, like just super fast. And I was like, whatever this is, I'll get it later. But I was like, all right. And then all of a sudden he stopped abruptly, and he was like,
okay, all right, so this is the part where we negotiate your salary now.
Which is not how you do that. I was like, okay, what do you want to negotiate?
And he was like, all right, you could make between 3,000 and 4,000. What do you want to make?
And I was like, I guess like 4,000, right?
And he was like, okay, shit. Are you sure?
And I was like, can you make more?
And he was like, no, you can only make up to 4,000.
And I was like, I guess I'll take that then. And he was like, oh no. He was like going back and forth, and I was like, hey man, what's wrong? Are you all right?
And he was like, nothing, it's just I thought you were gonna say less.
And I'm like, yeah, why did you think that?
And he goes, because like, a lot of times, like, women will say 3,800.
And I was like, buddy, you weren't supposed to say that to me. I'll take 5,100. He's like, anybody Gen Z here? You guys Yeah. You guys are my favorite generation. I feel like everybody's like doing generational divide, and I don't care about that at all, but I do care about who's most charming. And Gen Z has it like on lock. Like in terms of secrets, the boomers like they were just like, I love my dad and my government. It's like, I don't care. And then Gen X, that they were just like depressed all the time. It's like, all right, buddy. Like, I don't know. I'm millennial. We're kind of charming. We put our whole asshole on the internet. That's like very charming. But Gen Z is my favorite because you'll tell like your secrets and everybody else. Like you'll be like, I have autism and my mom commits fraud. And it's just like greatest generation. I don't know. Tell me everything. So I feel like a lot of people, I'm gonna try this with you because you seem nice. I feel like a lot of people are in therapy right now and I'm against it. No, I'm not. I like it. It's just like everybody's like been in therapy for like 4 years, you know? And like, so they're like at that stage where they're starting to have revelations and they keep like, it's like listening to somebody's dreams. It's like, I know that you're like that. I've met your dad. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? So I feel like also they're using therapy terms wrong. Also, like, what is everybody right now? Like a gaslighting narcissist, right? Isn't that, yeah. Like, everybody's using that wrong. The other day, my friend came up to me and she was like, Carly, you'll never believe it. Craig is gaslighting me. And to me, gaslighting is like a big deal. It's like, you know, it happens over like a long period of time and you lose all sense of yourself. And also the gaslighter has to be smarter than the gaslightee. So I was like, Craig? I was like, oh, babe, like, tell me everything. Like, what happened? And she was like, okay, so like, I know he's sleeping with Tina. And I asked him about it and he said that he wasn't. And I was like, oh, that's just like bad lying, right? Gaslighting would be like, okay, like if she went up to Craig and she was like, you're sleeping with Tina. And then over the course of like months or years, Craig made her feel like she wasn't Italian. That's, you're right? I don't know. There are levels. Don't talk to me after the show. And you're probably like, why do you know? And I know just because like I've been in therapy for a very like my mom met my dad in a mental institution, and neither are doctors. And then my mom went to clown college, so they just dropped me off in therapy. She also like didn't tell us she was going to class. She didn't go like how people like pursue their dreams. She kind of went like how construction workers just get a job. So the way that I found out was one day I like came home from school and there was just like a full clown in my kitchen. But it was the back of her because she was doing the dishes in her whole outfit. So like I walked in and I was like, hello? And then she like turned around and was like, I graduated, so. I was like, from where? She was like, college. And I was like, I'm not going there. Now I do this. Good. Okay, so this part, I always like stall on this. Fucking, hey, you guys. You and me, cool. Anybody here also have a low libido? Yeah, me too. It's like cool. It's such a bummer. Everybody's like here to like sex, talking. Nope. So I have low libido, and like I went to my doctor about it, and like he's a guy, you know, and I was like, oh, he'll know. We've all seen those commercials, right, where it's just like, do you know a man who's soft? Get him a pill. You know, it's like an emergency. So I was like, okay, he'll know what to do, like for sure. So I went to him and I was like, hey man, I'm having like low libido. And he was like, yeah, for sure. That happens to women sometimes. And I was like, yeah, man, make it not happen to this woman. How about that? And he was like, oh, I would, but I don't know, your cycle and everything. Why don't you just give it like 6 months? And I was like, I could be dead in 6 months, dude. And he was like, don't worry, it's not dangerous. And I was like, I am dangerous. What are you talking? You're just gonna have me out on the streets without the will to come? What am I supposed to do for pleasure? Hit a guy with my car? Like, what are we doing? So I was mad, so I went to my friend, and I know he just got prescribed testosterone, and I was like, hey, man, how'd you get the doctor to listen to you? And he was like, oh, it's so weird. Like, I didn't even go in for that. I went in because, like, I get a little sleepy sometimes. And then my doctor was like, hey, man, are you satisfied with the amount that you're coming? And then I was like, I guess I could come more. And then he just gave me testosterone. And I was like, oh, this is why women drown their kids, right? Because, got it. I went to my other friend. She's like a older woman, and I was like, hey, I have like libido, and she was like, if I'm being honest, like I haven't had libido for years, and I was like, oh my God, what are you doing about it? And she was like, I just took up painting, and she's like a good painter. So I was like, how much were you coming? But like also like I don't want to like learn trumpet, okay? I just want to come. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, good. I've been trying to have like a little bit of sex lately, like a little bit of like gay, well, not gay, like communicative sex, I guess, which is gay or whatever. I just like want to have like I feel like I was having some like non-communicative sex for a while, which is like kind of straight. I didn't know it was a race. Do you know what I mean? Like if I knew that whoever comes first wins, like I would have been coming first. I started having sex early before I had sex. I was a lesbian, like sex, and then we did man sex. Okay. So the first time I remember, like, I had sex with this guy. He got done, and then he just rolled away. And I was like, come back. Excuse me, sir, we missed a spot. Because I was used to having turns, right? It's like your turn, my turn, your turn, our turn. And he was like, oh, sorry, babe. You're just so hot, I had to come. And I was like, yeah, first you have to come, and we all have to come. Get on back here. We have work to do. And then he told me he would get me back later. I was like, oh, we're not doing credits. This isn't layaway. And then he just like slapped my clit, and I was like so mad. I was like, you don't even know my middle name. You're just gonna whack it? That's crazy to do. But that's what I feel like keeps happening. It's like if you're not communicating, then everybody's just like doing a move, and then the other person is like dealing with your move. Okay, if you're like a move guy tonight, when you go home and you do your move, just be like, hey, do you like that? I feel like most people will be like, no. Okay, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Keep that going for all the other comics you saw tonight. Keep that going for yourselves. Why not? You deserve it. Come on. That's all you got? Okay, all right. That's cool. Kind of medium self-esteem in this room. That's all right. I can work with that. I like them vulnerable. I think you guys are good. That's cool. No, you guys are a cool crowd, man. I don't know if it seems like you've been at this a while. I've been watching you guys this whole time, and you probably don't think about that. You come to a comedy show, right? You're here to watch us, and you're not thinking about the fact maybe that we're in the back of the room and we're watching you. And do you know what we're doing when we watch you? Anyone? We're judging you, that's right. I want you to know this whole time I've been judging you guys extremely favorably. I have been. I saw them, I was like, yes, good judgment. Positive judgment. Now, the other comics on this show, do you guys mind? They don't mind if I tell you. At one point or another, every other comic that you have seen or will see did come up to me and say, Mike, I don't know about these guys. They said that about you. They did. That was them. I told them all, I don't know. I think they got what it takes because you guys are a very special crowd, and I dig it. I see what the fuck you're doing, and I'm into it, man. It's next level. Like any hack audience can sit down and fucking laugh at the jokes, you know, like a bunch of fucking sheep, right? Oh, comedian tells a joke, audience laughs. Comedian tells a joke. But you guys come in, you sit down, and you're like, not necessarily. And that's fun. For us, we don't fall into your rhythms. You know, we think you're gonna zig, you fucking zag. And that's, that rocks, dude. You guys have a voice as an audience. That's what the industry's looking for. So, hell yeah, dude, keep it up. And I just know, I firmly believe one night I'm gonna turn on The Tonight Show. And the camera's gonna pan to the crowd. It's gonna be you guys. And I'll be like, fuck yeah, I saw them in the storage room of a bowling alley and they followed their dreams, you know? So I just want you to know I do believe in you. So that's, it's important work we're doing here. This is important work. Maybe you don't think, okay, I don't know why you think you came. Maybe it's like, oh, it's date night. Where can we not talk for 90 minutes or whatever? But let me tell you what the hell is happening in this bowling alley right now, okay? As a comedian, that's me, just to be fucking clear. Audience, that's you guys. We're coming together and we're birthing laughter into the world where previously it did not exist, thereby making the world a better place. So you might think of yourself as just some, you know, freelance AI developer. You're part of the solution tonight, okay? And there's sacrifice involved in that. Like before I left to come here, dude, I was on my way out the door, right? Which is, that's just me. I'm no hero. That's how I leave my apartment, you know. That's just how I roll. You know, maybe you're a window gal. I don't know your story. I'm a doorman, and oh, I'm not a doorman. I don't. That's silly. I don't have a job, but I. You know what I mean, right? I leave through doors, right? So, anyway, I'm on my way out the door, and my son stops me, and he says to me, he goes, "Oh, Daddy, do you have a show tonight?" I know. Well, he didn't say that exactly. He said, "Mike, do you have a show tonight?" I said, "Yes, I do." And he was like, "Well, would you skip it? Because I want you to read me a story, tuck me in, put me to bed, have a relationship with me." And I get it. That hit me right here. I was like, "Buddy, I would love to, but there are 52 unemployed graphic designers in a bowling alley in Brooklyn, and they need to hear about Daddy's dick. So honestly, like, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe learn to read. Put yourself to bed. Stop asking for a fucking handout all the time. You're 4 years old. It's ridiculous." It turns out he's 6. But the point is... See, what's the point? The point is that this shit matters. So you guys ready to make the world a better place? What do you say? Let's do it together. We're going to do what we can. We're doing our part. I'm going to do what I can. I can't do anything about Gaza or Ukraine or the Supreme Court or the climate or that one sniper dude's aim, but like for sure I can talk about my balls for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do my absolute best for you. That's right, I'm gonna do the best that I can. I promise you that. I would do better than I can, but I've tried and it turns out I can't. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm not at my best. To be clear, I'm going to do my best from where I'm at. That's all I got. Full disclosure, you could. I don't know if you can tell them. Well, out of it up here. All right, here's what happened. I had an edible yesterday, so I think it is starting to kick in. Those are crazy, man. I think that's the wrong way to take a drug that makes you anxious anyway, right? Like, by wondering how much you just took. Like, they got a label on it, but you're like, oh, cool, 20 milligrams. Let's see what that means this time. You know, it's just, oh, cool, the drug that caused 4 of my last 5 panic attacks? Nice. You know what I think would be good? A mystery dose. How about that? We'll just walk into the gutter, try and guess why everyone's looking at me. What could go wrong? It's because I'm on stage. Okay. No, I don't know. I don't really like the legal weed. You guys like the legal weed? I don't like the legal weed. I like that the weed is legal, but I don't like the legal weed. You know what I mean? Because like weed was like, all right, legalize it, but like it was fine. Yeah, it didn't. No one had any complaints about the weed. You know? It was totally fine. And then these nerds came in and they fucked it up. You know. And they come in, oh, what's the terpene profile? Like, what? Fuck off, dude. Like, no one asked. Well, this one comes on like a sativa, but it's technically got an indica lineage. Like, did anyone ask for this? We were just like, hey, legalize it. And they're like, what's that? Commercialize it, commodify it, coming right up. No one asked for that, right? Like, no one once was like, weed is cool, but what if it were more like toothpaste? Huh? Wouldn't that would be a little better. Whitening weed, or we're just like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have to go to jail, And they're like, yeah, you're right. The packaging should be more professional. I'm like, no. actually used to smoke a lot more weed before it was legal. Anyone else? It's crazy, right? My whole life I was like legal. I really thought I was like this big pothead. It turns out I just like breaking the law, honestly. So I was like, no fun for me anymore. I switched to shoplifting. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. You know, hopefully the nerds don't fuck that up too. You know they're trying. Even shoplifting has gotten weird. Have you guys been lately? It got weird. I was in CVS the other day. You know CVS, Consumer Value Stores? Yeah, I was... Oh, shit, you came to laugh. Turns out you fucking learned. That's what it stands for. I wikied it for you. You don't have to. But yeah, every time you go to a Consumer Value Store, they have... the thing that you're there to get, it's always behind the glass. Have you noticed it? It's not the most expensive things at the store. It's just specifically what you came for, right? I don't know how they know. They have a very impressive data mining operation, but it's like this silly thing. You go in, and then you see the thing, and you gotta press the button. The guy comes over with the key, and he opens it, right? And he takes it out, and he hands it to you, and then you steal it, And it's just like, I don't know why we are adding all these extra steps. It kind of seems, it was a lot cheaper for me to steal it the old way, but, I guess that's, what's the takeaway from this set? I'm a thief. Okay, all right, good. I don't steal. It's only to feed my family. Yeah, I've been going through some changes. I don't know if you guys probably stay the same forever, but I've been changing. Here's a change I made lately. I've been putting it off for a while, but I'm glad I went for it. I became middle-aged. Anyone else? It kind of rips. I put it off for a long time. And it's really like I thought it was like this scary thing. All it is, you just like wake up one morning, and your thirst for cocaine. It's weird. It's like it gets replaced with a fascination for interest rates, and that's basically. I mean, don't get me wrong. You still do cocaine. You're not quite so thirsty for it anymore, and. You start to believe in yourself a little more. You're just like, you know what? I bet I can watch everything on Netflix, I'm not sure like what age it starts at. I don't think it's like a number, you can't, because it's different for different people. There's like more of an attitude. Like I think middle age starts the first time you Google when does middle age start. I think that's what it is, right? You type it in and Google's like, guess what? Because it can't be the same forever. It's like some people are born middle aged. Like I've got this son. He's 10 years old, or he's 6. It doesn't matter. That's not the point, Point is he goes somewhere during the day and then he comes back. Okay. And that's the necessary exposition. I mean, he went wherever he goes, and then he comes back off the school bus, apparently, and he comes right up to me. He doesn't say hello or anything. The first thing he says to me, he goes, Austin Richards would not wear his seatbelt on the bus. Okay, that's a middle-aged dude, right? Like, school bus narc, for sure, is... Like, I'm just picturing him on the bus, like, getting so mad, just like, oh, look at Olivia laughing at his daredevil. She should sit next to me. I played by the rules. Like, that's heavy middle-aged energy right there. And I should have known, because when he was first born, he had this condition called cradle cap. No, I won't stop. This is how the joke goes, dude. Cradle cap. Do you know what that is? Okay, so it's a condition. Yeah, let's burn this place to the fucking ground. Let's not do that. It literally would just take one match. So let's not do that. No, let me finish my thing. I'm taping a thing, you fucker. All right. We'll reduce this place to rubble at 10:35 p.m. Cradle cap. Anyone know what that is? So this is a condition. It's where you're born with a full head of hair, and then it all falls out. So I think that was his way of telling me, right? He's like, look, dude, I don't have my words, but you ought to know I'm 50. You know what I mean? Middle age is weird. I'm not old. I'm 44. So that's not old. It's not old. But it is old enough that I can say for sure that my life has not gone as I planned. I know that. Like, the experiment continues, but let's be honest, the data are in, we can report some preliminary findings. And that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's whatever. Cause it's fine. Because life is not about following your plans, right? We make plans so that you have something to compare what actually happens against. That's the only reason for it. You want to make plans because you want to be surprised by life. If you don't make plans, you're not surprised. You're just like, oh, what's going on in the bowling alley or whatever. But if you make plans, all of a sudden, your whole life, it's like you're alert, you're awake. You're aware. Everything pops into 3D. The colors are brighter. You're in awe the whole time, just looking around, going, "Wow, this is not what I pictured." They say man makes plans and God laughs. Yeah. So the way I look at it, my life's not falling apart. Okay, I'm just getting a laugh from God. Am I about to lose my house, or did I just get an applause break from the big guy? You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? What's a matter of perspective? Nietzsche said God is dead. He didn't mention it's because I killed so fucking hard. Whatever. Anyway, that's, I have more, but that's all you get for tonight.